Good morning all. Today is Thursday the 19th of August 2021, and as you can probably tell from the blue sky behind me, it is a beautiful winter's day here. This is the second day of COVID-19 lockdown in New Zealand currently. So we had one case, I think, about 3 days ago. Tuesday, yeah, that's right. But they obviously knew at that point, because of where that one case had been, that this was going to expand fairly quickly, and it's a Delta variant, so highly infectious. So they've put the whole country into level 4 lockdown, which basically means only essential workers can work and everybody else can't and needs to stay home. All the schools are closed. Everything is basically locked down in the true sense of the word, rather than what some others have done. Now, I'm not going to get into the debate about whether that's good, bad or otherwise. I think at this stage it's wise, because there are just too many unknowns and Kiwis like to travel. So as of last night, I think we had 9 or 10 cases, and they're expecting that number to go up pretty quickly, maybe up to 120, sort of top end kind of thing, but we'll see where it goes. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. I just wanted to give you a quick look at the skyline, so we'll turn the camera around and see what we can see. So that is the skyline today. The demolition of the house next door is obviously ground to a complete halt because nobody can do anything. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So today it's nudging towards 10:30 already. I've been a bit slow getting going this morning, but I'm intending to build a little retaining wall today. By the grace of God, on Tuesday I actually went to the timber merchant and got posts and retaining wall timber, and I also went to the supermarket in the morning, and then the lockdown was announced that evening. So I'm very pleased to have all that I need to do that job, because getting that job done means that I can then do another job that job was dependent on. So I have plenty to do, even though I can't go anywhere and the timber merchants and everything are all closed. I have enough to keep me going, because I'd bought the subframe timber that I needed to build the deck on the shed down there, so I've also got that. So I'm well equipped for the next little while anyway. So they are saying, well, they said on Tuesday that we were in lockdown until midnight tomorrow night, Friday night, but that will be extended, I'm pretty sure. They're not going to suddenly take us back to what we might call normal, so we'll wait and see. In the meantime, I need to get on and do some work. I'll show you what in a minute. Carrying on from where we were before, just as we passed the daffies, because I can't resist them. And these ones over here as well. They're all looking beautiful. But that's not what today is about. Over here is, on the weekend I dug out the post holes for these posts, and then a couple of days ago put the posts in. So now we're all ready for the timbers to go in, and that is today's plan. I will then put polythene on the back of it to stop any water, well, to stop the water lying against the timber, and then there'll be pea metal, little metal between that and some weed mat, and then the soil goes behind that. so that the moisture can come through the weed mat but not through the plastic. And I have set up my saw and everything in the garage. Yesterday was a bit of a messy day, and so I finally got round to building this trolley. I've had this stainless frame for quite a while. It used to be under a commercial oven, and when it was going to be thrown out I thought, oh, I'll keep that, it might be handy even if I never use it. And so it is now a trolley which is on casters. The reason for the big bits are 4x4 or 100x100, whatever you want to call it. One was to raise it, and two, to give it a bit more, the trolley a bit more substance. The stainless steel frame, of course, is quite light. So the beauty of that is that I can track it backwards and forwards towards the saw as I need to. And I've got the saw set up along with my not quite complete dust cyclone onto the vacuum cleaner. Become a bit more conscious of all the tannalised arsenic and stuff that's in the tannalised timber and that in recent years, so it's good to capture the dust at source if you can. It goes up into the back of the saw here. The saw is fitted with usually with just a bag, but there. And even this is partially successful, but it's better than nothing. Now it's time to get into it. Coincidentally, this is quite a knotty bit of timber. Fortunately, it's the one at the bottom. And I can tell you from experience, it's not light. This stuff is obviously still quite wet. So now we come to the tricky bit, because I will need to cut this out a bit, I think. This is now level, more or less. I will need to lift it slightly at the other end, but what I can now do is work out how much I need to cut out of here, because I really want to drop that down slightly so that when the pavers run through they actually go against it and not underneath it. So a bit of jiggery pokery required, but it's okay. have now cut the second piece, and this is the offcut from the 4.8 metre length, and this is what you use to put on here to knock this one down into the tongue and groove on the other one. Because I've already screwed that bottom one home, I've had to tilt that over a little bit to get it in. Now that it's in, I can give it a decent whack with this little fella and it'll go into place, and then I can pull it back with the clamps. So let's see how we go. You can tell by the sound when you hit it with the hammer whether it's down or not. It has a lot more solid sound to it, and that's even level, which is great. Here we are with the finished article, and I'm reasonably happy with that. All kind of worked out as I had in my head, and now not today but tomorrow I can start putting some rubbish bits of soil and that in there and fill that up, and then what we'll do is we'll come probably 2/3 of the way up with rubbish soil, and then put some better stuff in the top. We're just talking to Kathy, we're thinking might then put some weed mat about 100 mils down and fill it up with some pea metal, so that I can put a shade over the top of it, frost cloth over the top of it, and then she'll be able to keep her seedlings and things here, which would just be a nicer height to work at rather than being down the ground and things like that. So I ended up coming a little bit higher than I planned. I was going to make it 4 boards high. I got to 4 boards, and then I thought actually it'd be nicer if it was just that little bit higher, and also meant that I could rip a board in half. Realise it might seem like a bit of a waste of a board, but it does give it a much nicer finish at the top. I still need to tidy up the tops of the posts, which I will do, just to make them look a bit better. But before I do that, I need to clean up my mess. The other thing, the other win today, is the trolley. It's great. It saves me about 20 trips from the workshop up to here with all my bits and pieces. So now I can just wheel it back down the hill to the workshop and sort things out once I get there. The cyclone kind of worked. You can see stuff in the bottom of there. I don't know how much. Well, let's have a quick look and see how much is in the vacuum cleaner. There will be some in here, I know, because it's not working that efficiently, but all in all, not too bad. Actually, that's stuff from previous. Most of that's not today, because it's got the polystyrene in it. That's from a different job. So yeah, I'm aware I need to still, it's a work in progress, but it is progress.